Hello guys, welcome to today's video. Now today's video is a little bit of has a little bit of emotion involved in it, guys. But before I get into the particulars, I want to say thanks for all of your support. I appreciate all of you. I thank you for all the questions that you ask and the comments that you make. And if you like these videos, do me a favor right now. Please reach up, click subscribe and like, and make sure you click the notification bell so you will be alerted when future videos are released. Now guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into this. Probably as much as a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, guys, I kind of gave you a heads up that one of the lakes that the majority of the videos on my website, the majority of those videos were created, I'm guessing the first 80, 90, maybe 100 of them, I don't know. I think those videos were created in a place called Lake Yvette. It's a lake in a private neighborhood where I live. I lived about 100 yards from that lake. Now, most of the videos in this small lake, this lake, you couldn't have an engine in it. A gas engine, only trolling motor. So it was a quiet lake, private lake. Very good fishing, as you've seen. Has a lot of emotion tied to it for me because my dad and I spent more than 20 years together fishing in this lake. Now, I was blessed, to be able to fish with my dad for 30 or 40 years, guys. My dad had started taking me fishing when I was around 5 or 6 years old. I remember when my mom would put the life jacket on me before he left the house, to make sure that I was safe. She also put me in swimming lessons when I was 4 years old to make sure I could learn how to swim. But to the point, guys, I kind of warned you that this lake had an end life to it. And in my lifetime, I remember this lake being drained about 3 times. Sometimes totally, sometimes partially. Now, the purpose of the drainage is to repair the dam. In any man-made lake, dams from time to time need maintenance, guys. So it's time for this dam to undergo some maintenance. So it's with sadness in my heart, that this lake has been drained. My initial thoughts are, since my dad and I fished here for so many years, my kids were raised up here fishing around this lake, had numerous moments out here, guys, countless moments, fishing with just loved ones and friends. So, but I'm not going to dwell on that too long. I hate to see this lake go. The good news is, though, the lake will be back. I mean, the dam's going to be repaired. The lake's going to be filled back up, and they're going to stock it with fish. Now, I think the negotiation is still going on. There was some talk about whether or not it was going to be filled with small fish or some medium-sized fish so that it would be a great fishery within a short amount of time. Some of my subscribers, now as a result of this, guys, and I want to say this also, this lake's probably been drained, I'm thinking about 5 or 6 months. Probably, yeah, I would say probably about 5 or 6 months. So it's not that it just happened yesterday. I just been trying to get my head together, guys, to come out here and talk about it. What I did was I fished in Lake Tawakoni. Now, guys, I have property on Lake Tawakoni. I have my boat dock down there on Lake Tawakoni, and right now I'm getting my house plans and everything together. I will actually be at some point living permanently or partially or just on the weekends, because I'll have a house on the lake on Lake Tawakoni. So the impact this lake being drained has caused for me was I now have to do about 40 miles round trip to do a video, guys, down on Lake Tawakoni. Okay, so it's a little bit more, I have to put a little bit more effort into it to get these videos out. Now, some of you said, hey, you changed your format, you like saying the Jig Master. Hey guys, Jig Master still part of the operation. The logistics changed. It was a whole lot more convenient and easy when the lake was right here pretty much in my backyard. Also a whole lot closer to the Jig Master. A little bit farther away, a little harder to kind of coordinate efforts now, but things will return to normal at some point. This lake will be back, and I'll continue once I get a house at Lake Tawakoni to put out even more frequent videos, guys. Now, also, one of the reasons I'm fishing on Lake Tawakoni, lake was drained. I also wanted to take advantage of the opportunity because some of the subscribers say, hey, yeah, you're fishing in a private lake, you can't catch any fish if you run a public lake. And I kind of wanted to respond to that by action, guys. I'm not much for words. I like to respond with action. So as you've seen the past, 20 videos, 30 videos, whatever it is, I've been fishing in Lake Tawakoni 100%. Okay, but guys, I've been fishing in Lake Tawakoni since I was 5 or 6 years old. absolutely no different from my perspective on the fish. You know, guys, fish don't really know when a lake is public. They don't really know when it's private. Yeah, there's tendencies. They might get hammered more, they might get pressured more, but the fish down there were raised. They were born and raised, a lot of them, in Lake Tawakoni. They're kind of used to it, just like the fish in here are kind of used to what they're used to. No matter which lake you're fishing, you just have to learn out the fishing pattern, the bait they want, the tactics that you're going to use to catch those fish. So, this isn't any different here, guys. I'm fishing on Lake Tawakoni, as I've said, and I'm going to continue to do that, and I'll be doing it more so in the future. Now, I think I've pretty much covered all the aspects of what I wanted to say. I'm going to do some, I've already by this point probably put up some pictures and videos and stuff, but I'm going to grab a few more shots while I'm down here, you know, to show you what happens when a lake's drained. Now, guys, I always like to show something positive or say something positive in any given situation. What I want to talk about now is something very important. Most of the time when a lake is drained, the first thought that comes to most people's mind is they want to get out and they want to catch some fish. The fish are in little tiny pockets, and this lake is, I've watched it happen 2 or 3 times, guys. I've seen it happen 2 or 3 times on Lake Tawakoni. And the number one thing, the number one top priority, the best thing you can do when a lake is drained is to learn something from it. So, with that being said, when Lake Tawakoni was drained, guys, a few years back, a couple of buddies and I were kind of partnered together. Actually, these guys were a little older than me. They took me under their wing and they mentored me. And what I learned, guys, was don't focus on the fishing, but focus on the learning. We put in, when it comes to Lake Tawakoni, we actually put a boat end up on the upper end of that lake in the river channel. The lake was drawn down to the river channel level, and we went all the way down to the dam. And I cannot emphasize enough the knowledge that we acquired by doing that. You know, any man-made lake before it was a lake was just a part of land, and it had man-made structure in it. Railroad tracks, bridges crossing over the rivers connecting counties, creeks joining with other creeks. There's just so much information that can be gained. You know, once again, I did it down on Lake Tawakoni, and I got some valuable shots of rivers with sandbars in the middle. And now, you know, that I'm a fisherman, it pays huge dividends, guys, because your electronic maps are accurate to a certain degree. I can definitely tell you they're not 100% accurate, okay? Because there's some features I can look at the map, then there's some features I can look at the pictures that I took, okay? And just kind of compare the two. So even before electronics, or at least before electronics were put into my hand, I was able to go out and we would stick on the dried up lake bottom. We would put a pole in the ground, put a compass on it, and we would get 3 coordinates in different directions, you know, to pinpoint a fishing spot once we discovered it, or a bridge, or a sandbar, you know. So it's paying off huge dividends now. So if you get an opportunity when your local lakes are drained, yeah, maybe get out there and catch you some fish, guys. But you know, those fish are only going to last you for a few days or a couple of weeks, you know. But if you get out there and you do some research, the results of your labor will pay dividends for a lifetime. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Hopefully this lake will be filled back up within, you know, I'm hoping 2 months. I see they're actually down there working on it right now. So the lake will be recovered and I'll be fishing back out here. I'm thinking 3 to 5 years, guys, before this lake will be having any decent sized fish in it, you know. But that being said, guys, I need to get out of here, headed down to Lake Tawakoni. I need to do a few more videos down there. Gonna, you know, make sure if you want to know how to catch fish out of a much larger man-made lake, you know, make sure you subscribe to these videos. So with that being said, guys, I'd like to say once again, thanks for watching Hook Legends, and we'll see you next time.